It was a sunny afternoon when Ray Parker, a 19-year-old college student, received his first DSLR camera. The gift, from his uncle, sparked something deep within him. From that moment, he knew that he wanted to create something meaningful with it. There was something about the art of filmmaking that fascinated him, the ability to tell stories through visuals, sound, and music. Ray quickly developed an affinity for video editing. With each clip he shot, he would spend hours fine-tuning every detail, from the cuts and transitions to the color grading and sound design. It felt natural to him, as if he was born for it. His early projects, made up of simple vlogs and short films, were rough, but they displayed a raw talent that everyone around him noticed. His friends often praised him, telling him how lucky he was to be so naturally skilled at editing. Even his professors acknowledged his gift. While others in his class struggled to understand the technicalities of video editing software, Ray seemed to breeze through. His talent was undeniable, but Ray had a problem. Because video editing came so easily to him, he never felt the need to push himself beyond the basics. He would spend a few hours on a project, then leave it aside, satisfied with what he had done. He became complacent, confident that his natural ability would carry him through any challenge. On the other side of town lived Mark Thompson, a classmate of Ray's. Unlike Ray, Mark wasn't a natural when it came to video editing. In fact, he had never really shown an interest in it until he saw a short film Ray made during their first year of college. Mark was instantly captivated by the way Ray's edits brought life to a simple story, and from that moment, he decided that he wanted to learn the craft. But it wasn't easy for Mark. Every edit felt like a struggle. He would spend hours just trying to understand the basics of the software, often watching tutorials on YouTube or asking for help from classmates. His first projects were far from impressive. Poorly timed cuts, awkward transitions, and a complete lack of understanding of sound design. But despite his struggles, Mark had something that Ray didn't: an unwavering work ethic. Mark knew that he wasn't naturally gifted at video editing, but he was determined to improve. While Ray spent his evenings hanging out with friends or watching movies, Mark would be at his computer, editing and re-editing the same clips over and over again, trying to improve. He would experiment with different techniques, even if they didn't always work. And when he failed, he would learn from his mistakes and try again. Talent can only take you so far, Mark would remind himself during late-night editing sessions. He knew he had to put in the hours, the effort, the grind. By the time their final year of college rolled around, both Ray and Mark had become known as talented video editors in their class. Their professor, Mr. Harris, announced that the college would be holding a video editing competition, with the winner earning a prestigious internship. For Ray, the competition seemed like an easy win. After all, he was the best editor in the class, and he had the portfolio to prove it. He had no doubt that he could put together something impressive in just a few hours and take the prize. Mark, on the other hand, saw the competition as his chance to prove that hard work could beat talent. He had spent the last 3 years honing his skills, learning everything he could about video editing. He knew he wasn't the most naturally gifted editor, but he believed in his ability to outwork anyone. The competition required each participant to edit a 3-minute music video using raw footage provided by the college. The footage was complex, with multiple camera angles, lighting variations, and no preset narrative. It was up to the editor to craft a cohesive story that matched the song's mood. Ray wasn't worried about the competition. He figured he'd put off starting his project until the night before it was due. After all, he had done similar projects in the past, and they had turned out fine.